Good afternoon, grade 9. So our lesson is about nature of roots of a quadratic equation. We have discriminant. So, given the quadratic equation ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, the discriminant is d is equal to b squared minus 4ac. So, galing ito dun sa quadratic formula yung nasa loob ng square root kung natatandaan nyo. For the following, real solution means a real value for the variable x. So we have 3. So first is, if the discriminant d is positive, then ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 has two distinct real solutions. So remember, kapag positive, two distinct real solutions. And if the discriminant d is negative, then ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 has no real solution. So remember, kapag negative, no real solution. And if the discriminant d is 0, then ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0 has exactly one real solution. Again, kapag 0, one real solution. So para mas matandaan, ayan, may summary. So, discriminant d equals b squared minus 4ac and among nature of solutions are given. So, positive, two distinct real solutions, 0, one real solution, and negative, no real solution. Let's have example. Evaluate the discriminant of the following quadratic equations and describe the nature of roots. So, here we have first equation x squared plus x plus 1 equals 0. So, identify muna yung value ng a, b, and c. So, yung a natin dito ay 1. Kasi, yun yung coefficient ng x squared. And yung b natin ay 1. Kasi yung coefficient ng x. And yung c natin, yung walang kasamang variable, which is 1. So, para malaman natin yung discriminant, we have b squared minus 4ac. Yung b natin ay 1. So, 1 squared minus 4. At ang a natin ay 1. Ang c ay 1. So, 1 squared is equal to 1. And negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Times 1 again ay negative 4. So, 1 minus 4 is negative 3. Since ang discriminant natin ay less than 0 or negative number, the nature of solution is no real solution. And for the second equation, x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals 0, ang a natin ay 1, ang b natin ay negative 8, and ang c ay 16. So, to substitute in the discriminant, we have b negative 8. So, b squared is equal to negative 8 squared. And minus 4ac. Minus 4, then yung a natin ay 1, ang c natin ay 16. Then negative 8 squared ay 64. And negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Times 16 ay negative 64. So, 64 minus 64, you will get 0. And if the discriminant is equal to 0, the nature of solution is one real solution. Next, we have x squared minus x minus 2 equals 0. So, identify the values of a, b, and c. Our a is equal to 1. Our b is equal to negative 1. And our c is equal to negative 2. So, to substitute, yung b natin ay negative 1. Kaya negative 1 squared minus 4. Ang a natin ay 1. Ang c natin ay negative 2. And negative 1 squared is 1. Then negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. Negative 4 times negative 2 ay positive 8. And then 1 plus 8 is equal to 9. So, kapag positive, yan ay two distinct real solution. Last, we have 2x squared minus 9x equals 0. So, our a is 2. And our b is negative 9. And our c is 0 since wala tayong value ng c dito sa equation na to. So, b squared minus 4ac, ang b natin ay negative 9. So, negative 9 squared minus 4 times yung a ay 2, yung c ay 0. So, any number na i-multiply kay 0, so 0 ang sagot. Pwedeng cancel na yan. So, negative 9 squared ay 81. So, positive siya, kaya two distinct real solutions. And ang two distinct real solutions, may dalawa yan. So, if d is positive, tandaan, kapag positive, and D is a perfect square. So then the quadratic equation has two distinct rational number solution. How about this one? If D is positive again, but D is not a perfect square, then the quadratic equation has two distinct irrational. Tandaan, kapag positive and perfect square, rational. Kapag positive and not perfect square, irrational. So let's have example. Evaluate the discriminant of the following quadratic equations and describe the nature of roots. So, equation x squared minus 8x plus 3 equals 0. So, yung b natin ay negative 8, yung a natin ay 1, and ang c natin ay 3. So, negative 8 squared ay 64, and negative 4 times 1 ay negative 4. Negative 4 times 3 ay negative 12. So, 64 minus 12 is 52. So, kapag ang discriminant natin ay positive. So, since 52 is positive and hindi siya perfect square, kaya yan ay two distinct irrational solution. Next, we have 2x squared minus 5x minus 3 equals 0. So, yung b natin ay negative 5, ang a natin ay 2, at ang c natin ay negative 3. So, negative 5 squared ay 25, and then negative 4 times 2 ay negative 8, negative 8 times negative 3, kaya positive 24. And 25 plus 24 ay 49. So, positive siya. And 49 is a perfect square. Kaya yan ay rational. Kaya, two distinct rational solution. Next, bago nating ma-identify yung ating values ng A, B, and C, kailangan muna natin siyang isolve using FOIL method. So, pag hiniwalay natin yan, magiging 3x plus 1, and yung isa, 3x plus 1 din. So, using FOIL method, we have first term. So, 3x times 3x, kaya 9x squared. And yung outer, 3x times 1 is 3x. Then, inner, we have 1 times 3x. We have 3x. And 3x plus 3x, kaya ito ay 6x. And then, positive 1 times positive 1, yan ay positive 1. And huwag kalimutan itong 9. So, kapag tinranspose, magiging negative 9. Kaya ito ay negative 9. So, combining like terms, meron tayong positive 1 and negative 9. Pag sinubtract, 8. Then, follow the sign of the bigger number. So, negative 8. And, pwede na nating identify yung value ng A, B, and C. So, B squared. Ang B natin ay 6. B squared minus 4. Then, yung A natin ay 9. And yung C ay negative 8. 6 squared is equal to 36. Negative 4 times 9 is negative 36. Minus or times negative 8. 36 times 8, so positive 288. And 36 plus 288 ay 324. And ang 324 ay perfect square. So, 18 ang kanyang value ng square root of 324. So, two distinct rational solution siya. Next, we have sum and product of roots. In ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, the sum of the roots is given by negative b over a, and the product is given by c over a. Tandaan, kapag sum of the roots, negative b over a. Kapag naman product, c over a. So, example, x squared plus x plus 1. So, identify the value of, since sum ang hinahanap, we have negative b and over a. So, b at a lang ang i-identify. So, meron tayong negative, and ang b natin ay 1, ang a natin ay 1. Kaya, negative 1 over 1. So, 1 over 1 is 1, and negative times 1 is negative 1. Next, ang product natin ay c and a. So, c ay 1, tapos yung a ay 1. So, 1 over 1 ay 1. Next, x squared minus 8x plus 16 equals 0. So, yung b natin ay negative 8, ang a natin ay 1. Kaya, negative 8 over 1 is negative 8. Tapos, may negative pa tayo dito. Kaya, negative times negative 8 ay positive 8. And then, c. Ang c natin ay 16. Ang a natin ay 1. So, 16 over 1 ay 16. Next, x squared minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. So, ang b natin ay negative 1. Ang a natin ay positive 1. So, negative 1 over 1, negative 1. Tapos, meron pa tayong negative dito. Kaya, negative 1 times 1 is positive 1. Then, yung c natin ay negative 2. Ang a natin ay positive 1. Negative 2 divided by 1 ay negative 2. Next, 2x squared minus 9x equals 0. Ang b natin ay negative 9. Ang a natin ay positive 2. So, negative 9 over 2 times negative, magiging positive 9 over 2. Next, c. Since wala tayong c, 0 yan. So, 0. Tapos, ang a natin ay 2. 0 divided by 2 ay 0. So, answer accuracy and basic application on your book on page 36 to 37. That's all for this day. Thank you, and I hope that you understand our lesson. God bless.